Her text arrived exactly at 8:47 p.m. Late dinner with clients. I need to close some deals. Don't wait up. Red heart. The heart was the kind that tries too hard, too perfect, too neat. I stared at it a beat longer than usual, then typed, "Enjoy the lobster. Tell Rick to check his stock portfolio." Sent. 5 seconds later the call came. Her voice trembled, thin through the line and the static. Behind her, a man's voice shouting, maybe my name, maybe his. A chair scraped. Then silence. It sounded like everything I'd built quietly catching fire beneath her lie. We met 6 years earlier, in the rain outside a gallery. She was pretending not to notice her ruined shoes. There was a steady, closed-off strength to her that convinced you it was love. I believed it. At the time, I was building my firm from nothing. Long nights, no guarantees, just the echo of ambition. She said she understood. She said she liked men who didn't need attention to matter. I didn't realize she meant until someone else notices you first. Rick was my business partner, a salesman of charm, high returns, thin conscience. I introduced him to her. A mistake. Trusting him with my accounts was another. And then there was the evening his blazer still smelled faintly of her perfume, when he dropped her home. Small things. Always small things. The affair never announced itself. It crept in through scheduling coincidences. Her client dinners lining up with his networking nights. Her suddenly curious questions about corporate strategy. The language of men with no souls, as she'd once called it. Then one night her laptop synced to our shared cloud by accident. A photo uploaded, not explicit. But worse, a story meant only for me to read. Her hand on his wrist, that black dress she wore on our anniversary, his watch catching the candlelight from the restaurant where I proposed. In that moment, romance shifted into calculation. I didn't confront her. Not yet. People slip up. Betrayal becomes a pattern. For 3 months, I pretended ignorance. She kept lying. I studied those lies. Every tone, pause, alibi. I began to move money quietly, selling shares through proxies, buying his debt. Rick loved to gamble, in markets and differently. His bets were flashy and short-term. He was over-leveraged. I made sure his ambition tied the noose. Through shell accounts, I acquired 49% of his holdings. He approved them, thinking he gained a quiet investor. The investor was me. Meanwhile, she kept playing the devoted wife, asking about my day, kissing me goodnight, all while forwarding our client list to his email. I let it happen. Sometimes to win clean, you let the dirt settle where it will. When I was ready, everything had fallen into place. Rick's firm was on the verge of merging with competitor. Big deal, big payout. Except for one clause he didn't read. If a silent partner exited before merger approval, pending liabilities reverted to the partner personally. I exited legally and quietly at 7:02 p.m. By 7:05, his accounts were frozen. By 7:08, she sent her dinner message. And at 8:47, I wrote, "Enjoy the lobster. Tell Rick to check his stock portfolio." She must have turned to him, phone shaking, asking what I meant. He checked, and there it was. His empire gutted, his name blacklisted, assets redirected to cover liabilities that were suddenly his alone. Her lover sank into debt. Unknowingly, she was listed as his co-signatory. I didn't need to raise my voice. The numbers screamed louder than I ever could. When she came home, she seemed smaller, as if guilt had stolen her height. She tried to speak. Only, "How? How did you know?" came out. I poured her a bourbon, the same one she used to steal sips from when honesty still had weight. "I always knew," I said. "I just waited until knowing mattered." She cried, said it was a mistake, swore she hadn't meant to fall for him, accused me of being too busy for love. I nodded. "So you outsourced it," I thought. She didn't laugh. Neither did I. The next morning she packed. No shouting, no pleading, only quiet defeat. By noon, Rick had filed for bankruptcy. His investors wanted answers. He gave them her name. The scandal spread faster than their affair ever had. I watched from my office window, composed and steady. Justice doesn't always arrive with bang. Sometimes it comes as paper. Do I regret it? I regret trusting her before patterns. I regret teaching Rick to play the market, before realizing he'd gamble with hearts too. But revenge? No. Revenge is a thing I executed perfectly. Now, whenever she eats lobster, she'll taste at night. Whenever she hears my name, she'll hear his screams. Whenever she lies to someone new, she'll wonder who's already listening. I checked the clock, 8:47 p.m., and smiled. That was when her world ended. That was when mine began.